Well, welcome back everyone to the channel. Last time we left off, we had seen that we were about to be attacked by the nobles of the Traders Guild, which are in charge of all the slaving operations. And so in response to that, we're going to do a couple of things this episode. We're going to go ahead and go out to our allies and see if they can give us a hand. So I'm sending Johannes, who's my fastest runner, out to Admeg here in the Czech Kingdom as they're our closest allies, and see if we can get a little support as we have an incoming attack supposedly from the Traders Guild happening in like 5 hours. Another thing I'm going to do is we're going to go ahead and get together troops. This is in the Green Keep here, but we'll take everybody from the Green Keep, get them together, we'll lock up the castle here, and we'll send them out as part of a army. We're going to form an army between them. I think I'll go ahead and take the Winds guys too, Winds army, and probably Guerrero, and put them all together, and we're going to go get ahead of this whole thing and attack the Traders Guild. So first of all, we need to get everybody food, and we'll send them back over to get equipped up a little bit better. They all have like high-grade weapons, but I'm going to get them into Edge 1 and Edge 2 weapons, which are the highest I can make right now. We'll also get some more medical supplies and stuff here in the hub. So we're going to run over there real quick and restock our supplies. We'll probably also pack up our garu and other our bowl and stuff like that with building supplies. So later on, after we get done with some battles out there against the Traders Guild, we can go ahead and build a new base out on the east side. Another thing I need to do is I want to change Marissa's name, as I have 2 Marissas I found out. We'll go ahead and change it over to Melissa. So I don't have any Melissas, and it's a good name too. So we'll go ahead and give her a unique name and get rid of the added tag of former Death Bandit, as she originally was probably a recruit from a slaver that was started out as a Death Bandit. Alright, so we have Gianism here in the capital city of the Czech, and we're talking to the Stone Golem, who is the leader of the Czech, and just going to see if she will help us out. So I'm just paying her back a compliment, and some of the options here are we could either go to war with the Phoenix or go to war with the nobles, but we don't want to do either of those because the nobles infers that we're going to go to war with United Cities, who we're actually trying to keep as allies. So unfortunately, it doesn't look like we're going to get any help from the Czech, though she does recognize me as the Bugmaster Slayer, which actually that was Lars, but we'll take the credit. And she wanted me to take Seta, her daughter, with her, but unfortunately there's no code, there was no option to pick her up as a recruit, as she did have some pretty good stats. Meanwhile, back here at Hilltop Forge, we're going to go and run up everybody from the Green Keep, and we're going to get them re-equipped at the 2 forges. Voodoo's forge here has a lot of good weapons that we haven't been using and have been stockpiling for a while, so we're going to upgrade everybody from high grade and standard weapons. Most of them have some sort of high grade, to Edge 2 and Edge 1 weapons. So same type, we're not going to be changing the weapon type out, as we want to be pretty effective with this, so we're just taking the same kind of weapon, changing it out, and we'll go ahead and store the lower quality for a second, and we'll probably just go ahead and take them all down to the market and sell them off, as we don't need to be storing weapons we're not going to be using. But we could use the money. We are racking up the cash, and it will be close to 4 million here soon, so I'm sure we'll be able to hit that 4 million mark by the end of the episode. Alright, so I got everybody collected again down in the hub, which again has become part of Peaktop Forge as a district. One thing I noticed too is we have a couple guys that don't really have any combat experience, like Diego, who I picked up a little while ago, is just basically a master engineer but doesn't really have any combat experience. Also my fattest member of the Warriors of Winds too. He's been eating healthily and not doing much exercise. So we'll get Diego in shape here for a couple of battles, and this will be good for pretty much everybody in the Green Keep, as out of all the different communities I have in the Warriors of Winds, they're the least combat experienced, with a couple exceptions. I think Fire Tender and Fire Starter and all the guys who came from Guerrero are pretty heavily combat experienced, but everybody else has basically just been beating up raptors and stuff that attack the farm, and an occasional hungry bandit. So not a huge amount of experience there that we can draw from for combat. So this will be good. We'll get them a little bit more experience, and then the Warriors of Winds are a pretty accomplished army, so they'll be fine. And then Guerrero, of course, is Toro the Fearless's folks, so they will be kicking some butt. We're going to go ahead and send Lars up to the tower in the Grey Desert with Cyberdax. And what I want them to do is we're going to go do a little bit more investigation of the South Stone Camp. And I think we also probably need to snatch, or at least try to snatch, the leader of the Traders Guild out of the town of, what is it? Out of the capital, basically, the Traders Tower. I think it's Heft is the town. We need to try to snatch her out from underneath the United Cities' noses before we actually go to formal war with the Traders Guild and the Slavers Guild, as by the end of this episode we should have a negative faction relationship with both the Slavers and the Traders Guild. Alright, so I sent everybody from the Green Keep, after now they've been equipped up, down to sell all their old goods at the Rebel Market. So we're going to sell off all these old weapons now, which are mostly just high grade. Some of the old shirts and stuff too we did, but we've pretty much upgraded weapons on armor, and we've also made sure everybody has food for the trip, medical supplies and all that good stuff, so we should be ready to go. We're going to go and do the same thing here at Guero. So let me gather everybody up. Toro the Fearless's army, and these are pretty much 100% Czech warriors with 3 crabs. They're new pet crabs. I was kind of expecting in the last episode, or the episode before that even, that the putting the crabs here in the town would start the tournament with the Crab Raiders, but I think we're just too far west to actually have that event happen, so we're probably at some future point, like I said, going to need to set up a place out east so we can get the Crab Raider event going. Here in the hub, we always have to deal with bandits, so that's why we got everybody on the guns here. If we have hungry bandits coming to town, they're pretty quickly dispatched by our turret gunners. But we're still getting everybody together here from the now Winds army. We've got Voodoo as kind of the head of it, but Rollins kind of the official leader of the Warriors of Winds on Winds army section. And kind of the unofficial leader, too, for the Warriors of Winds, though we are kind of more of a collective and not a solo operation as far as who runs the show. So let's get everybody some food here over at Guero. I'm going to do the same thing, and we'll probably pack down a couple of the Guru, too, with extra food. So if we end up standing a long time, we won't run out of food. And Czech eat a lot, too. They're a little bit more hungry than the other races out there. Aside from maybe fish people, I think fish people might eat more than these guys, or Glurgle and those guys, if you remember them from last episode. We recruited a total of 3 fish people that are down in Wayford, though I don't think they're going to be joining the battle this time. We're going to leave them down there because they get a lot of action down at Wayford. Usually always hungry bandits and outlaw farmers and Band of Bones remnants seem to be always hitting them down there in the south. Alright, let's see how we're doing here. I think we're going to send people down the path towards Squin, but then we'll cut them out over the river just south of Peaktop Forge. But at least initially we're going to head down there. You can see those couple of dots in there too from where last time we placed some of our new diplomats in Squin. So now we have a full-time presence in Squin too. And so this is both the Green Keep army and the Winds army that we're sending out. Probably a total of, oh gosh, close to 60 guys. Not quite 60, but that should be more than enough to actually take the Stone Camp all by themselves. But we're also going to be adding on the Guerrero group, all the Czech warriors, so that will add another approximately 20-some people. So we're going to have a big group of people. That should be more than enough. Kind of wanted to do a little bit of overkill because we'll probably end up splitting our army up later and maybe hitting Port North and Port South separately, or having one of the teams go out and build a village, as we made sure to carry a bunch of construction supplies and stuff too with us to build the city and some of the pack animals. Looks like we riled up a bunch of dust bandits, and so shouldn't be any problem. We'll just go ahead and roll these back real quick and let our army run in there and mow them down, as we have a lot higher battle skill now than the dust bandits do. But as far as the Traders Guild Elite Guards go, that should be a pretty good fight. So a lot of the guys are at least probably at the same skill level as the Elite Traders Guard. Kind of the big problem we face in this army is that we have so many people It's really likely that we hit our own guys with their bolts, so have to be a little careful about crossbows and stuff like that. Though it does increase their toughness by them taking a small hit and getting patched back up. Still got some of the army trickling in, and we're going to wait here and rest up for Guerrero's group and the rest of the Czech kingdom, as they should be on their way shortly. So I guess we'll just find anybody injured from our little skirmishes on the way here, and we'll throw them in the Dust Bandits' sleeping bags up here. Meanwhile, out east, we're going to go ahead and send Lars out to the South Stone Camp. This is where last time Cyberdax was. And he tried to abduct Slave Master Reuben to try to close down their camp, as he's sort of the master of finance there. And if we can take Slave Master Reuben out, basically the whole camp goes out of business, is the way I understand it. So Lars is a little more skilled at assassinations and abductions, so hopefully he'll do the trick. But seeing as I have Cyberdax doing nothing, I might send them both out so they can support each other in case one gets seen by one of the guards. The other one can maybe step in and help. So we'll do a dual team here of clandestine service guys. And we'll set them out under the cover of stealth and see how we do. Alright, so the Guerrero army has arrived, and now we have all three armies together. We're going to go ahead and march them out east. We're going to go past the way station here, kind of plotting our course, out towards this dismantled outpost that we had set up once upon a time, long time ago. But we'll throw them down here in the desert, or in the valley here below the way station. And we might stop in, see if we can pick up some mercenaries and stuff to kind of protect the caravan on the way out there. Not that we really need it, but it might prevent some unneeded injuries and stops. And then we're going to keep going east, basically right below the Black Desert, all the way over to the Gray Desert Tower. Alright, we've gotten a little closer here. Looks like we got some dialogue going on between the armies. The old need action leader. This is kind of interesting. It looks like somebody actually responded. This is a different dialogue than I've seen before. So asking the leader, where's the action? And then somebody actually replied. Usually it's like, who's she talking to? Who's the leader? And they're like, I don't know, it's not me. But this time someone actually answered as the leader. So that's kind of interesting because that's either new dialogue they added in one of the patches here, or maybe one of the workshop things I put in with expanded dialogue might have added that in. I'm not sure, but it's kind of interesting. Another guy saying, speak for yourself. Some of us like being alive when they're talking about going to war. So these are mostly, I'm sure, the Czech warriors talking. Alright, we got to come in here real quick. We'll select one. So it looks like the person who was kind of the leader was Orchid, actually, interestingly. And Tora, the Fearless, was the one that was looking for action. But that makes sense. But she is sort of the actual leader of the Czech over there. Alright, we're going to go and send Orchid in, as she wants to be sort of leader of this expedition, it seems. And let's see if we can find some mercenaries inside to pick up. And anybody else interesting, too. If there's any recruits, we still have about 50 slots left that we could fill up for recruits. I'm trying to be a little more selective these days, though, and not pick up people with really low skill sets. So if they start off at, like these guys are, 0 and 1, I'm not really interested. I'd rather pick someone up from combat or abduct somebody, if possible, and bring them in, as they usually have higher stats. Alright, we'll talk to Spade here about taking some of the tech hunters with us, as they've always been trusty sort of allies, even though they don't have the ally status with us. We usually will pick up tech hunters to help us out. But if we could figure out a way to become allies with tech hunters, I like it, as they seem like a pretty good faction to ally with. And they have a couple pretty nice cities out east, too. Kind of midway between where I want to end up putting my new city and the ones I have established on the west coast. Alright, I grabbed a couple of legs too from the shop back there. They had some master quality legs. In case somebody loses a limb or something, we can at least have them walk on their own, under their own power back home after this is all over with. Because you never know. We're going to be going up against some pretty tough warriors in the Traders Guild Elite Guard. So definitely we could be losing some limbs, especially from some of the Ivers and stuff like that are a little bit flimsier build than our Czechs and Even humans are pretty susceptible to losing limbs. Alright, we're sneaking into the South Stone Camp, and we're going to see if we can cause some trouble. And this is interesting. Right as I'm going in the door here, Lars and Cyberdax see Slave Master Ruben out walking around with his guards. Now, I could try to go right in and club him over the head with Lars, and I have a 55% chance of knocking him out. The thing is, it's a 45% chance not to knock him out, and then we came out here for nothing. So I think instead of just taking this moment and using our 55% chance, I'm going to wait till nighttime, or our chance will be a little bit higher, and we can do some other things in the meantime. Maybe cause some trouble, knock out some of the guards, lock them up, release some of the other prisoners. Maybe we didn't get to last time with Cyberdax, though we did get a pretty good amount of the prisoners released after that skin spider attack. Alright, back out west, we got the army marching out past the way station now, going east. We got their battle crabs, got their Garu with a pack down full of different supplies, mostly for New City and also for food and ammo if they run out of bolts. So we have a pretty good army here. Most all these guys are great fighters, with some exceptions in the Green Army, but that's why they're coming with us. We got to give them a little experience. And we finally made it out to the Smuggler's Bar, which is about halfway there. So we'll have somebody go in real quick to see if there's anything interesting. Not really expecting much in here, but if there's some more mercenaries or something like that, we might be able to hire another couple of people that can help us with the battle over at the main stone camp. So let's see, who do I want to take inside here? Let's pick somebody from Guero. We'll take Thum, as he's got a cool name, and we'll set him inside real quick and see what there is to see. Like that, the bar has a double-barreled turret gun right outside, just in case you get a couple of drinks, you can go out and go shooting off the deck. That's got to make for some incidents, though, right there. Or maybe that's just to protect the bar against beak things and stuff like that, as they do seem to pop up around here. Alright, nothing of interest inside. I did patch up one of the Grey Flayer's legs, just as kind of a gesture of goodwill, I guess. I always try to do little good things like that whenever possible, because if you can gain an extra point here and there with the sub-factions, it could just make life easier in the future. Right? So I'm trying to kind of make the world a better place in a way. So instead of just slaughtering everybody with the army, we can also build cities and mend people up who got knocked down. Alright, we got some of the slaver guys here yelling at slaves that have escaped, and it looks like one of them saw an escaped slave outside of the walls here. Probably somebody that, yeah, this is somebody that we had released last time, Claw. Looks like Claw is patrolling the area and got spotted by one of the guards. So I think what we're going to do is we'll take Lars and Cyberdax. We're going to go in and rescue Claw from this guard, as it didn't look like Claw had any weapons or good armor. He's just kind of out there. He's going to have to hand this guy with probably very little skill in hand-to-hand combat. And that slaver looked like he had weapons and armor, so we're going to go and turn the tables around, and we'll give the slaver a fighting chance, and we'll probably go ahead and take all the weapons and armor off the slave traders we find and give them to the slaves, as long as we have time to do that. And I think we're going to run around too and see how many of these slave traders we can knock out and throw in prison too. So when we do get here with the army eventually, if grabbing Ruben doesn't work, we'll have made some progress. Let's see how we do here. So we got a heavy guard against one of these slavers, or one of these ex-slaves rather, and it looks like the escaped slave at least has some ability to dodge, as he dodged that attack. Nice, he blocked it and then he counterpunched, but he only got 1 damage. So punching a guy in the helmet probably doesn't feel real good, especially when you don't have any strength or skill in hand-to-hand, but I'm impressed that the Shek was able to land a blow on him. Alright, let's sneak in, and we'll try with Lars here and knock out the slave trader heavy. There we go, got him. Delayed reaction here, though. As he crumbles to the floor on his next swing. Took him a second to realize he was knocked out. So we're going to go ahead and get this guy named Claw patched back up, as he took a couple of hits from that heavy. But at least we can keep him free, and let some of Cyberdax's work continue to help us out. So I guess the next thing that would make sense is let's go ahead and pick up Claw, and we'll give him some weapons and armor that we've picked up from some of the different slave masters. So we got him a full set. We'll be in disguise too. We got a couple of medical packs too, so we can heal up, and some more food so we can get a little healthier, be a better at fighting, and one of these hold sabers too, which will be good for defense. We'll send him, turn him loose here, and hopefully he'll go out and patrol, help us out a little bit. Alright, looks like he's good to go. We have a 100% chance to knock him out, but we're not going to do that, of course. And let's go ahead and take the slave master heavy, and we'll go and throw him in the prison too. See if we can find an open cell and trick some of his friends into enslaving him. As that's a thing in this game. You throw one of the camp guards into a prison, and no one sees you doing it, they'll go and enslave that guy. So much for co-worker camaraderie, right? They don't even know what each other look like. Hopefully in Kenshi too they'll fix that, where if you throw somebody in the prison from their own faction, they'll kind of recognize that, and if they're not in trouble, they'll let them go. But hey, it works for me for right now. So let's see, it looks like here's a good little, yep, it says cages on it. Good little building. We can hopefully have some people in. Oh, look, we got sighted by somebody. One of the gate guards saw us sneaking through with a one of their own. So we're going to have to take care of this. I'm going to have to send Lars in to distract him, and I think we'll send Cyberdax back in to knock him out as he's still under cover of stealth. So we'll get him to slow up here, hopefully, with Lars kind of creating a distraction. He's going to go in and pretend like he's going to fight him, but we'll try to land a hit to get him to stop for a second so Cyberdax can get over there. And let's back off. And he had a pretty good percentage chance of getting him. There we go. Then we can get Cyberdax to go and pick him up. Or Lars, I guess. He's got the free spot. Let's come in here and we'll throw him in the prison too. Alright, let's we'll grab his weapon and his medical kit. Heck, we'll go ahead and take everything off here and just totally strip him of weapons and armor. We'll just throw it in the dirt, as it's not worth hanging on to. And let's throw this guy in an open prison cell here. See if we can sneak in and get another guy in. Here we go. And get out before they see me. Let's see, to Cyberdax, we'll put him in the far one. There we go, and then knowing these guys, they will probably run over and enslave them. They don't really pay attention to where the prisoners came for. If you throw somebody in a cage in a slaver area, they will go over and enslave the person, even if they're from the same faction, which isn't 100% realistic, but does kind of make for some interesting karma on the slave camp guys. All right, looks like we have one of these giant spiders rolling into the town, so they're probably going to engage these guards. So let's go ahead and help out the spiders, Team Spider here. I'm going to go knock these guards out, and hopefully the spiders will finish off some of the guards. So we got one there. Let's see if we got 76% chance. Good enough with Cyberdax to knock out the other guy. You can get some more practice on knockouts. There you go. Lars is an absolute master at it. Let's prance him outside and take out some more of these guys. Trying to kill our friendly neighborhood spiders. Okay, let's see. Where are they going to? Looks like they're rushing. I just want to make sure I didn't become the next spider food target. Looks like we have somebody backed up against the wall. Let's go and we'll help this guard out by knocking him out. So the spiders, these things I don't think eat people. They'll move on to the next target. And we can throw them in the prison too, so it works out for everybody. Also got two guys over here. Let's go and take this one out. 100% chance. I'd like to see that. And we'll sneak up here behind the other one. 73? Was that what it said? 73, 75? We'll get Lars to do it. Another 100% chance. That one's down. They're all down. Great. Well, let's get out of here before these spiders see us. Alright, we'll come back in now that the spiders have run off, and let's pick these guys up. We'll get them in the cages first, I think, and then we'll strip their armor and weapons off once we got them inside the prison cells. We're going to go and use this room. I know we had some more cages open in the little cage shack. There we go. It's updating. So if we can fill up these two slots here. There we go. Looks like all these cages are empty. Rather fill them up with former prison guards and then former slaves that they've taken. Looks like we take out maybe the gate guard, and we got one of their victims out there, the chewed up guy. I'll go and knock him out too since he's getting back up. Alright, let's pick these guys up and have them join their friends here in the prison. I'll take Cyberdax over. You can pick up the gate guard, and we'll get Lars to get this guy. There we go. 100% chance on the kidnap, but they are knocked out, so it'd be weird if they woke up. Alright, let's throw them in the other two cages here, and we're making some progress, if nothing else here. And before the sun comes up, we need to go and try to get Slave Master Reuben out of his bungalow, and without getting killed or captured by his guards. Alright, two more down. Let's come back inside here. I think we're going to try to take out some of the interior guards here now. We got one just hanging out and one watching out on the other side of the room too, while we have, looks like some people asleep under the stairs over there. Probably one of the slave masters, so we should take them out too before we get out of here. Alright, this one's down. I'm just going to get out of the light here so the other guard doesn't see Cyberdax. And one success. It's 100% chance, so that's always nice. It's 98, pretty good. I think we're going to probably be able to take him out too. There we go, another success. Now it leaves those two sleeping guys under the stairs at my mercy, which I will go collect them shortly and throw them in the remaining slots in here. Let's go ahead and take off some of these weapons and armor, and we'll throw them in the chest here. Maybe give them to some slaves later, or at least they'll be available for people to come collect. Alright, let's see. Slave trader down here, and slave master. We're going to go upstairs first, though. I saw another guard up here. So let's go ahead and run over here. We'll take him out. And let's go ahead and release this prisoner up here, too. Looks like he's passed out. Let's see, he's got shackles on, so that would be good. And give him some gear. I'll go ahead and throw a helmet on, some pants. Oh, whoops, wrong slot. There we go. And throw that in his inventory. So we'll give him a medical kit, as he'll need that when he gets out for some of his injuries. Whoops, let's go back in there. Still got some more supplies to give him. Alright, for weapon, we have that hold saber. That should work. It's a shirt. And okay, we need to get his shackles off here. Let's see, I think we have to do it for this menu. So let's go ahead and unlock shackles, 90%. Shouldn't have any problem. I think that's a maxed out stat. And we'll go ahead and get Lars to kidnap this other soldier, and we'll get him in prison. Alright, let's see, let's dump some of this stuff. Alright, got his shackles off. I'm going to throw the armor on him, and his shoes. And let's see here. Let's get him out of prison here too. 90% chance to pick the lock, we should be good there. And let's release him, even though I know he's knocked out. You should, when he wakes up, he should be able to get out of prison. That was interesting. He somehow dumped out through the back wall and disappeared. So hopefully when he wakes up, he will be able to get out of the building. Alright. Stealth KO, 85%. It's better than just kidnapping, so we're going to try the stealth KO. There we go, got him. And now it should be 100% to kidnap him. Yep, perfect. Let's go ahead and grab some weapons and cats off him. Pay for our trip over here. And we stripped off his gear, and let's go ahead and get him in one of the prison cells. The slave boss becomes the slave. And it's by his own doing, too. Though there's no guards left around, so they may not. They might just sit in prison forever until the town is decommissioned. Alright, let's see here. We need some other stuff off him. I guess we could make room with these chests here. We'll throw some of these clothes and stuff from them in there. Let's dump these in here. Okay, we got everything stocked away in the chests, and let's go next door. I saw some more guards upstairs we can take down. And we got one right here in the entrance, too. The two guys that were making slaves of their former colleagues. We'll go and use Lars as he's more skilled in this, and to make sure we get these guys out of there. We'll knock out the first one, and let's go and take the second one out. Let's move here real quick so it's not in the line of sight. And the second one. No problem. All the guards are now down. I'm going to pick them up and get them in the prison cells in here and strip their gear off. Alright, got that done in the back here. We have another slaver boss for the other shop here, and another one of the slave traders. So we'll go ahead and do the same thing, knocking them out and putting them in prison here in a second. Looks like upstairs. Let's go and take the guards out upstairs first, as they're going to be more of a threat. So we'll run upstairs here real quick, and we'll use Lars. Go ahead and take him, the turret guy, off. It says, "Give me the money." Haha. It's a random thing to be saying downstairs as you're asleep. Let's go and take out the other guard here. Uh-oh, we got spotted. Alright, this is why I brought the other clandestine service guy, though. He's still undercover, and we can knock out this guard who spotted Lars and get back undercover here. We did get him, so he should be down. It just takes a delayed reaction there. I think the guys downstairs heard, though. Yeah, here they come. So this is the slaver boss that was sleeping. He sees Lars, but he doesn't see Cyberdax, who was able to knock him out as he passed. So he is out, and I'm still undercover here with the other slaver who's trying to run to the turret. So let's go over there. We'll knock him out too. Ooh, he just got out of there, and we missed on the knockout chance. But we'll go ahead and go undercover with Lars, and perfectly it timed it where even though we were getting hit, our stealth's strong enough where we were able to knock him out in combat. That's a first. I haven't seen that before, where somebody hits you in combat, but you knock them out. Usually you're popped out of stealth when that happens. Alright, we got all the rest of their gear off. We're going to throw it here in the chest, just in case we need to give it to some of the escaped slaves. And everybody's locked down here real quick. Let's see if we have any food here to give any of the prisoners we released. I don't think so. Most of these are empty here too. Let's take a look around the town here, see if there's any other opportunities to take down some of the guards. We got one gate that's still populated. And it looks like one of our spider friends returned. Oh, it's getting to be daylight. So, because it's becoming daytime, we want to go and try to kidnap Slave Master Ruben now, before we lose our bonus to stealth. So we're sending in Lars, who is our expert. We got a 95% chance to complete the kidnap. So let's go upstairs real quick here. I don't think there's any internal guards, so we should be fine, even though we're lit up right now. And let's go ahead and we'll try the 95% kidnap. Wow, he woke up before we got to him, I think. I think he woke up before we got to him. Either that or that 1 in 20 chance he had to resist our kidnap actually worked. So, dude, this guy's lucky. He's escaped 2 different renditions. And he woke up and hit me too in the chest, which isn't great. He says? Okay, let me back out of here. Thieving enemy guards. Okay, so now he's called the guards, which are next door. I guess we could have tried to take the guards first, but let's get out of here real quick. We shouldn't have any problem escaping. Alright, they see us. Intruder alert, they say. And all the elite guards are now on alert, so let's get out of here real quick before we take any more damage. We just got hit once in the stomach, nothing too major. Let's even come out here and go back in stealth. Can we close that door there real quick? Close. That should slow him down a little bit. And we just got this one guard to contend with. I think he saw Cyberdax. Okay, so we can't pop back into stealth quite yet. Trying to go back into sneak here so we can use our knockout moves. Alright, can we get this guy? Only 39%. It's pretty resistant. Oh, and he also saw us. Almost hit me. So now 49% with Cyberdax. So let's see if we can get him, even though the chance is that we're not going to knock him out, but it's still worth trying. That failed. What is... I love the reactions to failing to be knocked out. Alright, we're just creating more of a problem here for ourselves. Let's run out of town. We'll see if we can hit that gate. We have knocked out all the guards and imprisoned them. So we should be able to get through no problem and close that gate and be able to make our escape to the next town. So we weren't successful here as far as decommissioning the town by taking Slave Master Reuben. So we probably are going to need to bring back the army to the southern stone camp here. But first we're going to take the main army up to the main stone camp in the center of the United Cities, and we're going to clear that out with the army. And then we'll probably take just a portion of the army here since we've pretty badly beaten up their forces down here. So it probably doesn't take the whole army to take out the southern stone camp. I think next, though, we need to probably head over to Trader's Edge. So I'm going to take those two guys over there. All right, our armies have arrived at the Grey Tower. We're just going to sit here for a second, make sure everybody gets healed up. We had a couple people with injured legs and stuff from some of the fights we took while we were crossing the desert to get here. So we're going to go throw them in the beds we have upstairs. We'll get everybody healed up and rested up and ready to go to the main stone camp for our battle. That little bit of downtime we have here too in town should also give time for Lars and Cyberdax to go into the Traders Guild headquarters over near Hang and take out their leader. At least that's what I'm going to try to do. Because once we start fighting at the stone camp with the army, we're definitely going to be losing faction points, and we'll probably be hostile to both the Traders Guild and the Slavers Guild after this episode. Now, if we also accomplish kidnapping the leader of the Traders Guild, I don't think there's any way to repair relationships with the Traders Guild, so we're going to have to just go hard and take out other cities and clear them out of the United Cities after this point if we're successful in kidnapping the leader here. So I'm going to go and take Cyberdax. We'll have him just hang out, I guess, in the bar until Lars shows up or somewhere here in town. Sort of inconspicuous, so he's not seen by potential enemies. If we end up taking out the leader of the Traders Guild, we'll probably have some hostile forces here, so let's just kind of lay low here for a little bit in the bar. Let's see. I don't see anything too much of interest, no one to talk to. So we'll just pick a stool and hang out here until Lars catches up, since he doesn't have the super fast running legs. Let's see how close he is to getting here. Still got a little bit of distance to cover, but he's catching up. Nice thing about Lars is he can go full sprint speed on human legs. All right, we got all three of our armies fully healed up, and outside of the Grey Tower, we're going to go ahead and start making our march across the United Cities desert to the central stone camp. And we'll have them all kind of get together here and move them all together into one force. So we got quite a hike here. And because of some of our animals are not moving at a super fast speed, I think we're about 18 miles an hour. So it's going to take a little time to get there, but we'll head northeast there of Stoat. All right, so I am here in the Traders Guild's headquarters, and this is their Capitol building. We're going to go ahead and check out some of the boxes here before we try to kidnap their leader. Let's see what we got here inside this chest. Well, it's a nice Paladin's Cross, but it's a little heavy, and I don't want to take it on right now as I can make those. I can actually make Edge Type 2s. But okay, interesting. I just wanted to see what he had in the chest. All right, let's see. if we can get an angle on this where we're not seen by the guards. Let's come up here to the side of the throne. And wow, we got a 100% chance to stealth knock him out. Nice, it worked. And I was expecting to be uncovered some kind of trigger because he is the leader. Anyway, we got Longren, who is the leader of the Traders Guild, who's also therefore kind of the leader of the Slavers Guild. Let's go ahead and kidnap him before they did see me after I knocked him out, which I was kind of expecting. But we got him, and we should be able to get out of here without any problems, as long as we don't get hit by too many of their weapons. Don't let him escape, they say, but too late. We're already halfway out the door. Let's go down to the first floor, and if we can re-engage our stealth too, it should be super hard for them to get me. All right, let's see. Where's the exit ramp? Here we go. They're all well behind me, and let's see if we can re-engage the stealth. There we go. Should keep guys in front of me from being able to see me until the guards behind me pass. Let's see, where's the exit? Here we go. Let's just make our way there directly. We'll kind of lead them away from where Cyberdax is in the bar on the other side of town. None of these other guys. Oh, one of them saw me. I see someone chasing me. But it looks like I'm going to make it through before they close the gates. And that's one of our slave buddies that we released, who's still just hanging out. Let's see if we can close this gate real quick. I'm not sure if it will let me. We'll jump up here a little closer and close. Nope, it's not going to let me. Let's get out of here. Villain! They saw me. Darn it. Alright, we got more gate guards now that are probably going to give chase. But fortunately, our run speed is probably faster than theirs, as we are at like 98% athletics, I think, last time I checked on Lars, which is pretty damn good as he runs everywhere. We got Longren, we got the leader, so that should change things for sure. I'm hoping what it does is it takes all of the Traders Guild stuff out of the town. And maybe the free traders will move in. That's what I'm hoping for, at least. Or at least the buildings will be abandoned. If the buildings become completely abandoned and no one else takes over, maybe we can go in and buy up the buildings and have a little outpost here in this town. Oh, gone. That was his right-hand man. Wow, he's realizing it's over, man. We took out the leader. Longren is now going probably to prison, or I'm going to be executed. I'm being chased by one very committed gate guard here. I don't think he's really gaining too much on me, but it shows I'm still under attack. We might go take this guy out too, as he is sort of a witness. He's actually part of the United Cities, though. I didn't really want to take anybody out from the United Cities, but I don't need a negative faction relation from these guys either. So let's go ahead and knock him out, and we'll throw him in our Grey Tower prison cell and see if we can convert him. Maybe pay him some money and have him join our team. At least we'll give him the option. If not, we can make him disappear. Let's go and pick him up. Alright, so now we got that gate guard. We grabbed his gear off him real quick. It wasn't the best gear anyway. And let's go ahead and take both those guys, and we'll head back over to the Great Tower. I was trying to take a path where I'm not running back through town, as they have this tendency to try to path incorrectly through the town we just upset. Alright, back out in the desert, we have the army approaching the main stone camp. We're finally there. It's nighttime now. It took quite a while to get here. Looks like we have some sort of bandit outpost here nearby. And wow, they're already talking about how we've taken out Longren. I guess word spread really fast somehow. Maybe they have walkie-talkies and they're talking to each other. But I see one of them saying the slavers were like the lifeblood of the land. So they know that that the leader of the Traders Guild has been taken out. And that also means that we're probably permanently going to be at war with the Traders Guild from now on. So I never thought the day would come where I'd see them fall. Yeah, because they were kind of a staple of the United Cities. So I'm hoping this will weaken them enough where they're not going to be doing any more attempted raids on our villages. By the way, what happened with that too is I found that the counter would count all the way down to 0 on the raid from the Traders Guild, and then it would reset back at 8 hours and go all the way down again. So for whatever reason, they weren't able to actually launch the raid against our cities, which is fine with me, but I knew that it was going to be a problem eventually, especially if we're planning to set out east where they would be able to actually reach us. So we're still taking the initiative, and we're going to go and take out their cities. The Stone Camp and the South Stone Camp are the one I'm targeting first, and then we're going to go and hit Port North and Port South. And I think if we do that, that's all of their cities. So if we can capture this one and the next 3 cities, we should have totally taken out the major influence of the Traders Guild and Slavers Guild in the United Cities. And without pissing off the United Cities, we're going to probably do some more bounties out here too to try to improve relations with the United Cities and eventually make them an ally, if we can figure out how to do that. And then we'll have the Anti-Slavers Guild kind of move into the places that the Traders Guild has been evicted from, and the free traders will take over the commerce, hopefully. It's not going to probably be as good for the people in general, though, as there's not as many people producing food, so there will be some problems probably with lower quality of life here in the United Cities, but it's better than having a good portion of the population being enslaved by the Traders Guild and Slavers Guild and having them attack us. All right, so we have the gate guard that we've come back with Cyberdax since he's so much faster. Let's go ahead and try to recruit him real quick and see if I can find the right options here. I found that usually talking to them about their jobs and saying, oh, you were treated so well, we'll get them to talk about how they were not. So you pick the options in this mod, basically, that just make them talk about how much they dislike their former job. It says, you've got no idea where we're at. Well, then tell me, what do you have planned for me? So some different options here. It says, some plans we have to think about. What skills do you have other than kissing the feet of the nobles? We'll pick that one. And there's some more options in there too, but let's go ahead and pick this number 2 and see what he says to that. And there's groveling on the floor. Ha! Kissing feet it is. I work hard. I put bread on my own table each and every day. I'm a reliable hard worker. Hard worker? You know, I visit your cities, and you all just stand around and be a nice ornament for the nobles. Well, so we'll probably use that one, as it will make him defend his hardworking nature instead of just insulting him or trying to scare him. So let's do that. Figures a layabout Ravager like you would say something like that. We train each and every day. The armor isn't light. Catch captain's eye or slack off. The moment is 100 lashes. A noble decides you don't deserve the space you're taking up, or decide your haircut isn't fit for you. All right, so I picked the option basically just telling him we're hard workers and no one is going to be pushing you to work for them. Be free, basically. This is how tempting and nice that would be. You should enjoy it while you can, because sooner or later the samurai or oversized tin can will come and they will bring you to your makers. Either that or you'll starve. You could even be lucky enough to get the collar around your necks too. This guy's a really optimistic guy, isn't he? I'll say all that is true, I suppose, but in this world, it is the getting up that counts. You know that. Take what you can when you can, and from then you must always get stronger. And for this, we could use some people like yourself. It's probably the best option. There's the other 2 in there too, but they're a little bit more cynical or insulting. So we're going to go and pick option 3, which I think is the right option from memory here too. So that's little man, why would I do that? Would be in it for me, like you say. They don't care about us. I'm not exactly going to go along with it. Your lofty idiot ambitions. I had something going back home. I'm not keen on leaving that behind. So basically, this option here says that we can sweeten it up a little bit for you, giving an extra 15,000 cats. So and that basically you won't have to be the nobles' plaything anymore, or at their mercy. So I think that's pretty good. 15,000 cats should do it. Alright, I got him shaped up a little bit. He accepted our offer, it looks like. Gave him some hair, too. We're going to call him Jensen. And, man, his stats are great, too, by the way. I just kind of caught a glimpse of his combat and dexterity stats and strength. So he doesn't need training at all. He's ready to go. We just need to maybe get him... Well, actually, he probably needs some lockpicking training and some of the assassination, stuff like that. Any of the rogue skill sets. Usually these guys don't have trained up abilities in, but they are competent fighters, so we'll go ahead and grab some armor from them real quick. See, I think I have some stuff down in the chest here. I know we're getting a little low as we've already fully equipped up. A lot of people have come through, so we probably need a resupply mission here eventually to stock more armor and weapons here in the tower. Let's go down to the next floor. There we go. Oh, there's Lars coming up with Longren. So he's finally made it to the tower. We're going to grab one of these fog masks, because that's kind of a staple of our kingdom. And keeps it where we can see out in the desert when all the dust is blowing in our face. Also keeps poison gas out of our lungs when we're traveling around different parts of the wasteland. Should be able to get him some sort of basic weapon and get him started on lockpicking training. And we'll get him acclimated to the crew here real quick. Alright, welcome aboard, Jensen. Named him Jensen after somebody I used to play with in Magic Wizard Wars, who's kind of a master at the game. And looks like this guy's a master of combat, so I felt like Jensen was an appropriate name for him. Alright, we got Longren locked away upstairs, and we'd also picked up that Blood Raider from before. So we're going to have to figure out what to do with him, but for now I'm going to go and set it out. And we're going to go and move our troops now into the stone camp. We're not at war with them yet, so we can approach the stone camp without them automatically going into fight mode. So we're going to march our troops inside, and we'll split them out around the base. So when we do announce our intentions of taking down the stone camp, it will be too late and they won't be able to lock us out. Also probably need to move some guards over to where they have turrets up here on the wall. So as soon as we start fighting, we can be on top of them and they won't be able to shoot us. Let's go ahead and move back the troops a little bit, and we'll separate out all the Shek warriors. We're going to bring those guys out to the gate so they can take out the gate guards and the turret guards here on the wall. We could probably take our pet crabs now and stick them up there and let them do some work. Let's take a look here in the back. It doesn't look like there's any turret guards back there, and no turrets, so we don't really need to worry about the rear of the stone camp. Alright, let's go ahead and move the Wind's army up and get ready to attack. Alright, we got them all in position. I'm going to go ahead and take Rollin, our leader, and go up there and let's knock on the door real quick for him with our sword and see what these guards have to think about that. It says, "You sneak, what are you doing?" That should get him to start fighting us, and this way it will be on them. "Ruffian, arrest them," he says. Alright, let's go ahead and pop off. They're hostile to us now. So we have officially engaged them. "Hey," they say. Let's go ahead and get the guards here on the turrets, and they're also hostile to us already now that we've started attacking. Grab the crabs up there, and let's take out the gate guards with our Shek warriors, and they'll roll in real quick. Looks like we also have some guys rolling in, but these are tech hunters, so hopefully they'll stay out of the fight. Got a couple of guys running in. And let's go ahead and engage the slave traders inside here too. Looks like we've got one that's hanging out here, doesn't know that we've attacked, so let's go ahead and attack unprovoked some of these guys inside. Get fire starter started. And these guys can come inside here too and attack these guards. Alright, we got some of the guys outside rolling in. Looks like this is mostly our archers here on the outside, so we can offer some fire support outside. "Wait for me! I'm free. It's now's my chance. The master's dead. I'm free." So a lot of the slaves are realizing that we're killing their slave masters. Alright, we're fighting there. Let's Let's see here. Looks like they locked down the noble's room. We're going to need to smash that door down. Wow, somehow Alpha magically teleported through the wall. Not sure how that happened, but unless they opened the door for a second while I wasn't looking and she snuck in. But that's a problem, as we're now locked in this room, so we need to go ahead and start bashing the door down, as we need to extract that guy. It says, somebody do something now! And they're running down the stairs with the elite guards. So let's have all our guys outside here come up on the door and start hitting it with their weapons. We need to take this door down quick. Let's get out of here, some of the slaves say. I'm going to go ahead and take Grandpa over here. Let's unlock that guy's shackles so he can help us. Start getting these slaves out of here. Alright, we've taken out some of the guards already. Got them crumbling outside the different slavers, traders' huts. This Traders Guild slave master says, "Oh my!" inside as we start fighting Alpha. And now we're really working on the door. So, it looks like Conrad also was able to slip through the door somehow. They must have opened it for a second, or reported through the wall, most probably more likely. So let's get Conrad to turn around and fight these guys as they're hitting him, which is annoying. Oh, but we're also shooting through the wall and disrupting some of the guards here. Alpha's taken 3 guards and the noble slave trader at the same time, which isn't going well. He's taking lots of hits. He's gonna probably get knocked out. Conrad got knocked out for the same reason, but now the door is down. We're gonna rush in. We need to rush in there and take out Slave Master Haga, his name is, and take out his elite guards. And now we've turned the tables. They're the ones that are being outnumbered. They're all yelling, "Intruder alert, alarm!" But they should realize that there's no one else left to call for help. It's just them. Intruder! Infiltration! They're all screaming, but little do they know the entire town's been ransacked. And over by the bar, we got the Green Army and the Warriors of Winds taking out any remaining guards. Intruder, intruder! As they're just being pummeled now by our army. Just gathered around them, beating them senseless. We have somebody who ran upstairs yelling, "Alarm!" Probably taking his arms out already. And he's down. Aha! I see Slave Master Haga has somehow got outside. He escaped. We need to go out there and run him down real quick. Got one of our battle crabs, Kraken. He's run inside and he'll take out the last guard. Alright, and we found Slave Master Haga, who's injured and trying to escape. I commanded some of my troops to go over there and attack him, but for some reason they seem more interested in taking out the slave traders, warriors that are left up on the walls. But we have plenty of people going over there already to take that guy out. Let's see if we can take some of these guys from inside the house now to come out and finish off the Slave Master Haga. We need to probably capture him or kill him to decommission this town. Foul dregs, yuck. Get rid of it, guards. But little does he know, there's no more guards around. And we just chopped his leg off. It's like Jaglonger took him out, and Bonk probably took off his leg. And he is out. We're going to grab his cash. Let's go ahead and take his weapons. That's not a masterwork. Oh well. But we'll grab it anyway. And let's scoop him up, as he's one of the guys we need to take out to take down this whole city. Don't miss with the check, says Jaglonger. Good advice. Alright, I think we've taken them all out. We shot one of our own crabs, looks like, but they are huge. Alright, we had one guy trying to get up, but he got knocked right back down as soon as he popped his head up. Let's go ahead and take his armor and weapons off him. And I think that's it. We've pretty much cleared the town out. So let's go ahead and clean up now. Start releasing some prisoners. Alright, inside here we have Zoo. Let's talk to Zoo real quick, one of the former slaves. Says, "Take me with you, help." I say, "Alright, I'll get you out." Interesting thing here, while we were fighting, we had some anti-slavers show up. So that guy behind me in the armor who's walking over and releasing that prisoner is actually an anti-slaver. We're not allied with them yet, but our intention is to be allied with them. So he's releasing some of the prisoners, and we're going to unlock their shackles as he lets them out, as he's able to pretty much instantly open their cell without having to do the whole lock-picking thing, so that's nice. Let's go ahead and... oh, that one's already been... shackles have been removed too. Great. Alright, we have tried to medic up all the slaves we can and taken down the remaining guards that are popping up. Got one more over here fighting one of the slaves, and we'll go ahead and take him out. There, crap will take him down, hopefully. One thing that happened too is that some of the anti-slavers somehow went hostile to us. I think we were both trying to help or pick up the same slave, and so we ran into some problems with the anti-slavers. But when we took them down, we've healed them up, and some of them we had to put over our shoulder and carry out of town here so they didn't get back up and fight us again, as they are pretty tough. And we're not trying to have a bad faction relationship with the anti-slavers. So what we're going to do is we'll probably take them with us, and we'll drop them off somewhere along the way back to the Great Tower. We need to go back to the Great Tower now to let our remaining troops heal up. Looks like we have one elite guard who's still able to hobble after us, so we're going to go take him out real quick with Argop, one of the Shek warriors we have under Tor the Fearless command. And looks like we have one of the anti-slavers too on our shoulder here. Alright, we hit that guy twice so far. But yeah, these guys, they're good warriors. Even when they're halfway dead, they're still pretty formidable. But we'll run some of the troops over there and take them out real quick. Good. Alright, that should have been the last one of their conscious guards that was able to actually put up a fight. What's this? These guys just kind of popped out of nowhere. We have some of the slave hunters, which is another faction, and we need to actually go take their town out too in the south. So we might do that in a future episode with the Wayfort army, as they're closest to their main base. But this guy should be no problem. They mostly just have sticks. They're pretty poorly armed. So yeah, they're falling like flies over there. Alright, we totally took out them. The slave hunters are down. Yeah, let's go ahead and move everybody back together and get them on the move. We have a lot of people, though, with some injured limbs, as we had a lot of people get pretty beaten up in that fight, but no one too seriously, but we are going to be moving a little slower. Okay, looks like those are nomads, nothing to be worried about. So the nobles pissed his pants, and the slavers had a riot. That's part of a song. So the bard's singing some new songs about freeing the slaves, which is cool. I was singing also about Tin Fist, who is the leader of the Anti-Slavers Guild. And speaking of the leader of the Anti-Slavers Guild, we need to take Lars or Cyberdax or someone down there to talk to the Anti-Slavers and tell them about what we've been up to. We've taken out Longren, we've taken out Eye Socket, we've taken out at least 2 of the other slaver camps in the area, so we should be giving favor with the anti-slavers without having to take a major hit with United Cities. We could probably go and maybe turn in Longren and maybe Slave Master Haga and get some credit. Looks like the tech hunters that were joining us earlier from the way station, their job's over, so it's been 2 days already, and they're heading back to town. They're a little beat up, but they did okay. Alright, I'm giving Jurgen, who is one of the anti-slavers that we got into a fight with, kind of by accident, some extra medical supplies and leaving them under the tree here. And we're going to go ahead and run back down to the Great Tower still, but we're just taking a little time to drop off some of the guys we accidentally got in a fight with. Alright, so back at the Great Tower, I have Lars in there, where I think we're going to go ahead and pick up Longren, and we're going to head down here to Spring. Spring is the capital city of the anti-slavers. That's where we're going to find Tin Fist and some of the other guys that are the leadership of their faction. And I think we're going to bring him Longren, who is the leader of the Traders Guild and kind of their arch enemy. And we'll turn him in there and see if we can get some alliance now with the anti-slavers. So So we finally made it down there. We're a pretty fast runner, and they're up on top of this mountain here, kind of in a hidden area. In fact, it took me a long time to find the path to even get here on my first run through. All right, let's squeeze up through here. I know that Tin Fist hangs out in this main faction building here in the center. But we also have some other buildings out here too, shops and whatnot, crossbow shops. And there's some really good fighters here in this town too. Pretty much all of the anti-slavers are pretty much badasses and great martial artists, a lot of them too. Let's come inside here real quick. We got Longren. I'm just trying to see who we can talk to about dropping him off and if we can get an alliance going here. Don't see Tin Fist yet. Let's see, these are some of his guys. We did pick up a pretty hefty bounty too from running that raid. So we have a 5,000 bounty from the United Cities, so we need to be a little careful when we're trudging around the United Cities. Here's a prisoner cage. I'm just going to go and drop Longren in, as that should give us credit for capturing him. And now, let's see if we can talk to one of these guys. There's no dialogue options I noticed on Longren. So that's interesting. I guess they assume that the only thing to do is to kind of off him. There's Tin Fist. It's got a $100,000 bounty, but we don't care about that. We want his alliance to be part of our alliance. So we also have a guy in the bed over there, Gray, who's also one of the leaders of the anti-slavers. Longren's gone, he says. The mastermind behind the slavers. Our chances are looking less grim by the day. Round up for attack. This is our opportunity, now more than ever. Great. So he recognizes that we've captured Longren and given him over. Oh, visitor. Good or bad, I wonder. I say good, I hope. And then talk. What is it that you want? So I want to join the anti-slavers. I'm going to say nothing, because if you do join the anti-slavers, you lose faction points with the United Cities, so I'd rather just get credit by actually taking them out. Tin Fist says, Longren is dead and Heft is in panic. Now's the time for war in the Great Desert. We're way ahead of you, buddy. We already got our army out there. Anti-slavers are now your allies. Yes, that's exactly what I wanted. So you're now allies with the anti-slavers without taking a faction hit from the United Cities. One of the anti-slavers is walking up. It says, Lars, are you planning any slave camp heists? Yes, I am, actually. This guy's name is Krupp. Now it's my turn to get into the action. Great. I guess Krupp's going to come help us, as our allies are also interested in taking out some of the slave camps, and we have our army out there to do just that thing. So we're going to continue in the next episode by taking out the southern stone camp. And then we might roll up to the Port South or Port North and take out one of those locations. And it looks like we might have some help from the anti-slavers faction as well. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here soon, guys. If you've enjoyed this episode, please leave a thumbs up on it. Certainly been an action-packed episode for sure. And we're going to go and continue with this war here and free the land of the slavers here in the United Cities. Hopefully transforming it to a better place for all these people to live. So Tin Fist says, with Ice Socket destroyed and the Grey Desert is looking all clear, now we have easy path for attack. Great. So, and I'm also hoping that the anti-slavers will take some of these vacant cities that we've left abandoned. And I think Ice Socket's one of them that take over. So I'd like to see their faction spread throughout the United Cities to keep the people free there. And it looks like we have 3 of the anti-slavers joining us or following our guy. So we're going to go ahead and hit the South Stone Camp in the next episode for sure. Anyway, guys, thanks so much. I'm planning to do at least another episode or 2, depending on how things go with some of the changes to YouTube. Could be more or less episodes after that. So kind of figuring out what some of those changes are going to be. But you can look forward to us at least getting through the war with the Traders Guild here. And anyway, thanks a lot, and we'll see you in the next episode. Take care. Bye-bye.